last week I talked to you about the homeless population in this city, okay? And I might have promised that I was going to talk to you about stop and frisk. And I said to myself, De Blasio's encouraging me not to talk about it. So, because I want to avoid the controversy involved with it until the time is right to discuss the stop and frisk in general, which probably will be a major factor into next year's New York City mayoral race, I'll do that at another time. I think today we need to talk about how the NYPD overall, the offices, and how the PBA poll from earlier this year, showed how these offices feel about this mayor. Certainly not good numbers. Not good numbers at all. Okay? This is a New York Post article dated from March 15th. Tina Moore, link will be in the description. Okay, here we go. I have it right in front of me. Vast majority of the officers hate this mayor, according to the BBA union survey. An overwhelming 96% of the 6,000 cops who responded to the PBA poll have unfavorable opinions of this mayor, with 88% holding very unfavorable opinions of him. Specific complaints against this mayor show that 97% said that this mayor has created an environment where criminals feel emboldened. Well, 95% of them said that this mayor established an environment that is combative to police. When asked what they liked most about him, 66% of the officers responded absolutely nothing. However, we have to bring up Bill Bratton. Why do I bring up Bill Bratton? Because he has received higher ratings, with 66% of cops approving of his performance before he left office when James O'Neill became commissioner. 97% of the PBA members said that they feel less safe on duty, and the same percentage of respondents said that they felt less likely to take action now, fearing lawsuits or complaints. And as I said, there were 6,000 PBA members responded to the survey, and keeping in mind there are estimately 24,000 that was cited back in March. Now, quoting Patrick Lynch, the head of the PBA, which I certainly feel awfully bad for this guy. Patrick Lynch, overall, the head of the PBA, has been fairly mistreated again. He has been, fairly mistreated because of Bill De Blasio. I'm just going to say it there. Here's a quote. The brave men and women who risk their lives to protect New Yorkers should feel confident that their hard work is having a positive impact. To give my opinion, I'm going to say this. They have not had a positive impact in terms of protection since, in my opinion, many of you will agree, hopefully, Mike Bloomberg left office. I will say that from there. Quoting again Patrick Lynch. Unfortunately, as the survey proves, the majority of our police officers do not feel supported by Mayor De Blasio's administration or the city council, which I'm not going to get into city council because that's a whole nother conversation. And they believe that their unfavorable public safety policies have this city on the wrong track. And I want to bring up something very important here, okay? Many of you remember that in 2014, 2 officers were killed. Wei John Liu and Rafael Ramos. And on December 27, 2014, Mayor De Blasio attended the funeral. And every single cop, and this was all over the country, turned their back on him. You know who was on Fox News? right after the incident happened. The guy that I'm endorsing for mayor, Detective Bo Dito, he felt like crying on the air, on cable TV. Okay? I could tell that when I first saw that interview. The thing is, and I bring up Detective Dito for a reason, he probably agrees with what Patrick Lynch has been saying all along. No matter what has happened since De Blasio took office. The main summarization of this is plain simple. Police officers do not like this mayor. They despise this mayor. They feel that they are not safe on the job because of this mayor. And they mostly feel that this mayor has let the criminals feel more empowered. So, to end the video on this note, if you are an NYPD officer or a former NYPD officer and you are watching this video, please make sure to talk about it overall. Have a discussion with your fellow officers or former officers or maybe even detectives. Just talk about how you feel about your job. Talk about how you feel unsafe because of this mayor. Tell your PBA how you feel overall. Please, I beg you. Because right now, I feel really bad for you guys right now. I understand, and certainly Detective Dito understands this very clearly. It's not safe to be an NYPD cop right now. This is probably the worst time in the NYPD's history where you have a police force not respecting their own city government overall. I can understand that. So, I urge you just to continue this discussion overall. And believe me, when I say this now, NYPD overall, next to the homeless problem, two problems I am going to be hopefully making issues on Twitter, of course, okay? And hopefully I will use it to help Bo Dito become mayor next year, no matter what happens. De Blasio needs to go. No simple questions that need to be answered on that have to be answered, because we know the answer. Do we want this guy? No. Does he make this city worse? Yes. The New York Post article will be in the description below. Next time I do a video on New York City issues, if there is an MTA fare hike, I will make a rant about it. And that's only if, and I do mean if, they raise the fare to $3. Because right now it's $2.75. But this past week, the MTA has discussed raising the fare again. And until next time, especially to the NYPD officers who are watching this video, please take care.